Who else remembers Tremors? Here are some things you may or may not know about it. You gotta love a good monster worm desert moment. The 1990 monster comedy horror film was directed by Ron Underwood in his directorial debut. Earl, Val, and Rhonda, played by Fred Ward, Kevin Bacon, and Finn Carter, are tasked with killing a giant worm who's terrorizing the very, very small town of Perfection, Nevada. It was originally entitled Landshark. They had to change it because SNL was doing a Jaws spoof called Landshark. Screenwriter S.S. Wilson got the idea for the film when hiking. He was standing on a big rock and he looked around and he said, what if there was something under the ground and I couldn't get off this rock? And thus the Tremors franchise was born. Ivo Cristante was an integral part of the production. He was responsible for building the entire town set of Perfection, Nevada from the ground up. There are only 2 interior scenes in the entire film, the store and the basement. So the town had to look really real. Oh, and by the way, it's really hard on a production team having to film everything outside in the desert. But they used a ton of practical effects. For example, this collapsible roof. And guess what? When they had to do another take, all they had to do was raise it back up. Alec Gillis and Tom Woodruff had just come off of the movie Aliens when they were asked to work on Tremors. And they really went all out on this creature. They used a lot of real-life animals for inspiration for the graboid. Their first drawings had to be redone though. Apparently, they were too phallic. They built quite a few half versions of the creature, one of which was put in a hydraulic press. But the full version 1 can be seen in this scene, when it crashes into the cement wall. They created tentacles using animatronics, but they also made one as a hand puppet. And apparently that's the one they used the most. Miniatures played a huge role in this film. Building all of the sets and the creatures at a very small scale definitely saved production costs. And it's so cool! Even the big end scene was a miniature. They built the wall and then used forced perspective. There's quite a bit of cool information on the miniatures used in this film, so I would recommend watching the behind the scenes. Look at that. It was Reba McEntire's first film. The studio wanted the director to cast her, and he didn't know if she could act or not, but he said he knew he found his actress the second she walked in the room. The kiss at the end was not in the original cut. When test audiences viewed this movie for the first time, at the end they were shouting, "Kiss her! Kiss her!" And the production team looked around and realized they had to go back and add it in. Don't want to disappoint the audience. This yummy goo was made from cotton stuffed into pantyhose with slime and pumpkin pie filling. Yum. For those who don't know, this is your sandworm size chart. What did I miss? Tell me in the comments. Like and follow for more.